clean. Remove this as well. Actually, I will keep that one. Boom. Boom. Yeah, so again, this is NAS. This is the setup here, right? We're always looking for the same thing for the liquidity. Sweep, break above, retest, gone. And as we see here, NAS is giving us that. It gave us the liquidity. We swept it. And then we did break above these highs right there. And now we're back down here. So for me, in order for me to feel confident in taking this trade, I want to see the same thing happen. I want to see some liquidity, a sweep, and a break above, right? So in this scenario, what I got to do is go down to the smaller time frames and then look at what needs to happen in order for the setup to work. So right now, let's go down to the 15-minute. Right now, I would definitely need to see a break of structure to the upside, at least right here. But if you want to be like super, super sniper analytical, technically, we already got some down here. And again, it's not going to be the prettiest all the time, but we did break some structure right here. We broke these highs, right? And we also broke these highs right there. So that could be a confirmation for us. We have the liquidity, right? We have the low, the high. We swept it, and we did break above right there. So technically, this is the buy zone to continue, right? And then if you zoom out, we're still respecting these previous buy zones. So it's in a good place right now for us to continue buys. Personally, I'm just going to be a little bit more patient. I want to be a little bit more patient because I believe that we can at least come back down to the previous all-time highs, right? 21,250. That's the previous all-time high. That's what I really want. I want to see price come lower. And if I draw the Fibonacci from these lows to the highs, we still have some space to go to get at least 50% off, right? This is the halfway point. I wouldn't mind catching something a little bit lower. So yes, we can take some trades right here as well because price can easily respect this and fly. Does not have to come lower. So far, structure is telling us that we may respect this. It is a little bit choppy, so we'll see. But if we end up breaking above these highs, then that's when I'll start to like add some more positions. Even though it's kind of far away, that's fine. Like you don't gotta snipe every single thing because yeah, this is the 30-minute time frame, and right now it may not seem like a snipe, but then let's say like a week goes by and the shit's like up here, then it will be. Right? So as of right now, I don't mind being a little bit more patient. It is technically in the buy zone. Like if you sniped it this morning, it came right into the zone. Boom, took off for like over 100 pips for sure. Yeah, 100 pips, and then came right back down to the entry, right? I did have some buy limits in here. They did activate, right? I already closed them out. But yeah, I'm still waiting for better price action to happen right in here on NAS. And then looking at US 30, this is another reason why I'm kind of like holding off. Because I was waiting for US 30 to fill in this gap. I was waiting for this. So we pretty much got there. It was doing its thing. I'd rather see it for the daily. Yeah, the higher the time frame, the better. The higher the time frame, the better. I always look for first the 5-minute, and then the 15-minute, and then the hour, and the 4-hour, and then the daily. Like every time we break structure to the upside on the higher time frame, each time frame we break structure, it just gives you more and more confidence. Here in the higher time frame, I'm gonna go to the daily real quick. Exactly. Like on the daily, it looks like there's a lot more room to drop on US 30, on NAS as well. All right, this daily candle pretty much closed, almost engulfing the previous candle. And it's also in balance here as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if price wants to fill this in. Yes, there's lower imbalances down here as well, but I want to stick to at least this one here or the one above. And the reason why is because it'll be just a retest of this, right? If this was a resistance area, we couldn't break through, so we sold off, and then we finally did break through, gave ourselves a higher high. What comes after a higher high? Higher low. So technically anything here is valid. I want to see something that's very clear, very solid, and then this can be the next position. Like this trade that we take can be the next swing trade that we can hold to at least 22. Right? That's the next psychological number, right? We had 20,000, we had buys at 20,000, and then 21,000, and now 22. So it's like a staircase. So I would love to see, some buys down here, right? Anywhere between 21,250 and 2,100. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing that. And then if you draw the fib, even from here, from these lows to the highs, we're nowhere close. Right, 50% is all the way back down at 2,100. So trust me, I've been trading NAS for a while now, and it's very tempting to just get in and all that, which you can, and I've done that a lot of times. But I've also learned to be more patient. I learned to be a lot more patient and let the market just come to you. And if it doesn't, that's fine. That's why you have to zoom in and look at the structure. Like, okay, well, it hasn't come to my zone, but what is happening right now? It's breaking structure to the upside. If we break above these highs, then that's going to tell me that, price does want to continue. Maybe it does want to continue higher because we didn't go lower, but we're breaking structure to the upside. Boom. And then SPX came into the buy zone this morning, right? Came into the buy zone, got a nice reaction, but they came right back down. So at this point, I need to see a break of structure here. Right? I need to see that because we sold off, right? Price sold off and gave us this low, and then it gave us this high. And then it sold off again to sweep these lows. So in order for this even to be valid, we need to break above these highs right here to confirm that this setup on the left is actually valid. So anytime you have a trade, you need to see two setups just to have more confirmation. You don't have to, but if you want to have that extra confirmation, I would wait. The reason why I wait is because I have transitioned to more of like a position trader, swing trader. If we're just scalping, it doesn't really matter. You can just, right, like this would have been a nice scalp right there. But it wouldn't have been a 1 to 3, especially for stop losses down there. You would have had to like shorten your stop loss and put it underneath one of these lows. But the reason why I don't shorten the stop loss, because if you do get stopped out, then sometimes you may not get back in. But you have to understand that the true stop loss was here. So you may get stopped out a few times in between and then not take the trade because you got stopped out. But then you have to realize, hey, your stop loss should have been here anyway. So all these don't even count. So that's why I just like to wait. And trust me, like once it's ready, it's ready. And I want all of us to be in together on the same trade, same position. So I'll be on the lookout. I need y'all's help as well to help me be on the lookout as well. Make sure you have your alerts set, all that good stuff. But this technically it's in the buy zone. And when price does hit the buy zone, I tend to do a test trade, which is a 0.01. Right? If we're trading NAS, I always do a 0.01 at the very top of the zone, and then one in the middle, and then one at the stop loss, just in case it wants to sweep it with the wick and then take off. So for every setup, I always have 3 entries, and I'll just allow price to trigger them if it triggers. And if you have a test trade 0.01, even if it goes against you, it's not going to be too much because it's an under leveraged trade. But then once you see the confirmation, that's when you can enter the trade with the lot size that you want that fits your account. So price hits the top entry, boom, 0.01. And then once you see the confirmation, then you can go ahead and get in with whatever lot size you want. Me personally, I just do all 0.01s and I just stack my orders. Right? I remember one time I had like 93 0.01s, but they were all up like a few $100s each. So maybe one day you close one out, You know, pay a bill. The next day you want to take out this girl, but she wants Louis and Prada. Okay, cool, shawty. Let me close out the next 0.01. That's for you. Oh, you need some gas money? Let me close out this other 0.01. So you got options. You don't gotta close the whole trade all at once. You know, you can just pick and choose. That's what I be doing. All right, just leverage. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for indices. I did want to go over XRP real quick. Damn, did Bitcoin do it again? Bitcoin did the same thing XRP did. It's crazy. It's crazy work. I'm not sure if you guys saw that dip, but we were calling these buys here. Remember last time, and then it did come in here and take off, and it sold off again. And look how it reacts off these levels: 90,000, 95, 100, like very normal psychological levels. And if you look here, this is also another setup as well. So it does make sense. We had the liquidity being built up, more liquidity, and we sweep it. And then we break above all the highs. And then price has been respecting this ever since. So does anything above like 95, like in between 90 and 95, that's good buys. That's really good buys. We're going to see what happens. And again, if you want to have more confidence, just wait for breaks of structure. Every time you break structure to the upside, that lets you know that you can keep holding that trade. If you're ever confused, oh, should I keep holding this? Okay, well, if you break structure, like if you bought down here and we just keep breaking structure, every time you break that structure, that just gives you more confirmation that you can keep holding that trade. Same thing with XRP. It had some buy limits in here. They activated this time because I was pissed off from Bitcoin. So that's in with just as like some 0.01s, nothing crazy. And then, just go down to the smaller time frame. Once we see some breaks of structure to the upside, we're good. That's going to confirm that this move was valid. If we don't break above here, then that lets us know that price is not done dropping. It's not done selling off. So yeah, that's pretty much the market recap right there. But if there's any other charts y'all want to go over, we can definitely do that as well. But when it comes to NAS, I'm just exercising some patience. Because again, we are still pretty high. The zone is being respected so far. But again, I would love to, to me, this is all liquidity. To me, this can happen, right? Imagine all this is liquidity. And then we sweep it, break above, gone. That's what I'm trying to catch. Ride this up to 22, right? Anytime I see this happening, a bunch of consolidation, I want to wait for some more liquidity to be swept, right? But we are here. Price can easily use this and just take off, right? It doesn't have to come down here. We don't know, but it's just a better discount. I'm trying to get the best discount, and I have this 900 EMA, right? I know people use the EMA. I don't really use too many indicators, but this one right here, this is fire. If you go to the daily chart, look how accurate price has been respecting. This is COVID. This is COVID right here. Boom. Tap the EMA. Gone. This is the shit I'm trying to catch. I'm trying to catch something like this. So in the future, maybe some years from now, if NAS ever came back down to the daily EMA, I'm in there. Yeah, this one's going to be SMA by KGS. 5 indicators in one. So this one, let me go here. Right here. This is the EMA one. 5 indicators in one. It's going to look crazy because it's going to have 30 EMAs. And what you do is you got to go to the settings, and I went to the settings here and I turned off all of them except the ones that I wanted to use underneath the EMA section, because there's SMAs, EMAs, and WMAs. So I only enabled EMA, and then I went to the EMA and I put 900 and then 801 for the two. The dark black one is 900, the light one is 801. I use these two. The reason why is because like 369, if you look at like Nikola Tesla from back then, like the power of 369 is important. So that's another reason why. Yeah, because if you add these numbers up, 801 equals 9, right? So that's why I have it. And then 900 because 9 plus 0 plus 0 is 9. So yeah, look up on YouTube like 369 or like quarter levels. Look up the power of 369. Those three numbers run the universe. It gets deep. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. That's a whole other conversation. But if you look that up, anything I do, I always use like the power of 3, like 9. Scorpions? No, it's like more like you know who Tesla is? No. If you know like Nikola Tesla, the guy who invented electricity out of like just using the earth. Same concept. Yeah, Nikola Tesla. If you look that up and then look how that relates to trading and look how it relates to like quarter levels and whole numbers. Yeah, I learned that from this trader. This guy was going crazy on the charts, man. Like he's been swinging gold for like years. He's up. It's ridiculous. And he made a whole video on it. It just helps you find like the trend. Like this is like the lot to me. They have like the 50 EMA, the 100, the 200, whatever. This is the highest one that I've seen, the 900. This is like an actual trend line. If you like trend lines, this is gonna tell you like if you're uptrending, downtrending, and it also gives you the best area to buy. His name is Mike Miles. Mike Miles. He was part of the group that I was in before, the academy, and he had like a whole video on it. I studied him like crazy because he's been trading for like over 10 years. He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous with his trades, and he pretty much mentioned to me like, yo, like if you're gonna use the EMA, you want to use these numbers, and I've been using them ever since. And again, like if you look here, this is COVID. This is the pandemic. Look how price sold off perfectly into this and flew. Like that alone should tell you how powerful this line is. And this applies for any chart. Any chart. SPX went a little bit deeper, but once price gets around these levels, you're like in a good spot to continue. If it goes lower, even better. If you're able to buy beneath the line, oh yeah, and then combine structure with it, you're good. You're good. Same thing with US 30. Oh, this is Bitcoin. The weekly doesn't even have it. But yeah, very similar. If you're above this line, look how we have the setup, the one I went over the other day. Look how we have the setup happening right at the EMA. It's crazy. That's just more confirmation. If you have a setup right on your EMA, you're good. Right? And then what else? The other one that I use is the daily, weekly, monthly highs and lows. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I got that one from Chris. Let's see. Daily, no, that's the yearly opens. Yeah, previous day, week highs and lows. Right, that's also a pretty good one as well. That's just giving you more liquidity. It's more liquidity, but at the end of the day, all you really need is structure. This is just extra stuff that I use. Right, you don't have to use this. This is what I use. You combine whatever indicators you use. You don't have to use them. I don't even have these on. Sometimes I'll cut them off just to have a clear naked chart. But as long as you know structure, and if you can, because like structure is overlooked. A lot of people they study higher highs and higher lows, and they study structure, but then they just gloss over it and go to the advanced. I'm guilty of it. When I first learned how to trade, I think I watched like one video on structure. I'm like, oh, this is easy, whatever, next. Try to find the next sauce. Like, what's the hidden secret? What's the sauce? And the whole time it's the basics. Exactly. News is just an excuse to bring price to higher time frame structure. Just an excuse. It just brings it there faster. It brings it there faster. That's it. That's what I've noticed. So when it comes to news, I'm not really pressed. I'm like, okay, that's perfect. That means if I'm waiting for a daily or weekly or monthly setup, it's gonna happen probably faster. Just look how clean that was. Liquidity, sweep, break above, retest, gone. Right, and we are pretty high up. I was going heavy on buys down here. Like you don't even understand. You don't even understand. What's up? What's up, Ralph? Yeah, I was going heavy. Yeah, look up quarter levels. It's called quarter levels or like numbers theory. Like, let me see. Yeah, like pretty much every number is a combination of these. And then actually, let me do. Let's see what the chat has to say. 369 and trading. So it's good for like your mindset, routine, time frames and patterns. Okay, just look it up, go on YouTube, type it in. It's gonna blow your mind. It blew my mind as well. It's like, damn, that's crazy, right? And then now look, we have electric cars and all this stuff. But yeah, there's electricity in the ground. You don't even have to, put it through wires and charge people. Electric bill is literally free. It's literally in the ground. Like if you take off your shoes and walk barefoot, like that's called grounding. And that helps to like reset like your blood and your body. It helps to reset your nerves. It brings you back to like your calm, natural state. But since we wear shoes, it blocks it. It blocks it. I don't want to get too I don't want to get too crazy for you guys. I know people are not even ready for this conversation. You may think I'm crazy, like, oh, this guy's just getting on my nerves now. But it's a lot of things in this world that's like people don't know. People don't know. And I've done a lot of research on this. I've learned from people who have, even more results. Yeah, I've been paying for electricity too. Just gotta figure out how to make what he made. Yeah, go on YouTube and type it in. Type in like Nikola Tesla 369. It's crazy, bro. It's so crazy. Like they even killed him because he invented it, and J.P. Morgan, like J.P. Morgan Chase, like the original founder of it, he was so greedy. He wanted to charge people for electricity that he killed Tesla and made it seem like he was crazy. So then he wouldn't even finish inventing the free electricity tower so he can charge us for electricity. Right, shit like that. Like he like that's the lengths people will go to, so we can't have access to this kind of technology. So yeah, it's insane. I would definitely look that up and like after this call and just watch it on YouTube. You're gonna get goosebumps. He had OCD too. He did, but keep in mind, like the media, they painted him out to seem like he was crazy, so then people wouldn't believe him when he said this stuff. Oh no, he's crazy. Nah, he has OCD. He's crazy. Nah, he's tripping. Nah, like that's what they do. Anytime you don't agree with the media, then they'll make it seem like you're a crazy person. Yeah, I mean, we don't really know because I mean, I don't personally know him. Maybe he was crazy. Maybe he was not crazy. But yeah, whatever they did, it worked because now like even you believe it. Oh, he was crazy. No, he's tripping. But you never know. Maybe I mean, I feel like everyone's crazy to a certain extent. Like I'm fucking crazy, you know. But yeah, that was crazy though. Spinning the block 4 times, or like only getting like hotel rooms with 369. Like he kind of went overboard with it. Yeah, he went overboard with that part. Like that part had me laughing. But everything else he was doing though was like pretty solid. Yeah. Usually when people say someone is crazy is because they don't see it in their mind. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, there's even other things that happen. Like even when it's off topic, but even like the murder of like Tupac and Biggie and like Aaliyah, there were people coming out saying like who did it, but because the person who did it has so much power, they made that person who confessed seem like they were crazy. So anything they said was dismissed, right? I'm not sure if you guys know who Aaliyah is, the singer, but allegedly, I can't even say this because this is gonna be on YouTube, so it's had to be a separate conversation. But yeah, just look it up. Look it up. Check it out. NAS. We're either waiting for it to give a confirmation right here by breaking above here, or just going lower. Or just going lower to at least set your alerts for 21,250 on NAS. Right, set your alert for 21,250. Draw a horizontal line. You're gonna see that it aligns with the previous all-time highs. Set an alert right there. Even do a buy limit. Like I have a buy limit here too. Do a 0.01 test trade buy limit. Have it ready just in case it triggers when we're not even active or we're asleep or whatever. Have it ready, and then once it does alert you, then we can be looking for some confirmations right here to add more positions to continue this. Or if it doesn't happen, and if it breaks above this, then we know what to do after that. And then I'll be updating you guys in the chat as well, like based off what I see and whatnot. But yeah, we need all hands on deck because this is gonna be the next swing that can take us to the next level. So we've been calling out buys on NAS since 11,000, right? Since 11,000, we've been calling out buys like since down here. Ever since this happened, yeah, 11,000. We've been calling these buys out for a while now. So I just wish I was holding all of them, but we've been pretty much. I held from like here to I believe, where did I hold it to? Because I got scared because of this. Yeah, right here. I held to like right here because this was a sell setup. Right, we had the liquidity, the head. We did change character and we retested, right? And then we sold off. So I was so caught up with this left. I was like, oh, there's a sell setup here. If price is coming up, we may sell off. So I got kind of like worried, like, oh, like this may be like a sell where we just completely melt. But as we see, it did sell off a little bit, but then it continued. And this right here is when I learned my lesson. I was like, you know what? Like from this point on, like, yes, the left does matter, but what's happening right now with current price action matters more. Because let me ask you a quick question, a quick quiz. Let's say you have, prices uptrending, right? And then you get the sell setup because we break structure and it sells off, right? And then price works its way back up. And of course, when it comes back, you're going to think, oh, let me sell it again. But what I was ignoring was the structure here. Because like once we got over here, price did this. It gave us this. Boom, boom. Even though I saw this, I'm like, oh, but we're still in the sell zone. So it might sell off. When in reality, I should have been buying. So if you see a buy setup in an area where price should be selling, that means it's not respecting this anymore. Like this is no longer being respected because we're not. If this was being respected, we would have had the sell setup happen. We would have had the sell setup. We wouldn't have a buy setup. Price would have been doing that. It would have been breaking beneath like lows and giving us some structure breaks to the downside. But it wasn't. It was giving us the buys. So that's something that's very important. You got to be on the lookout for. And that's when I learned my lesson right here, because we did get that. We did get that. Price gave us the break of structure right here. We broke above and flew off. If that wasn't enough, there was more here as well. And there was the last the final one was here, right? It was right here. And this one, you couldn't really enter because it didn't give us a retest. This one, same thing, but this one you had plenty of opportunity. But I was so caught up in the sells. I was like, oh, nah, like it's going to sell off. There's a higher zone up here. Like, nah, we're good. Nah. And then even when we got to the all-time highs, even when we got back there, it gave another setup here. Another one. And this was the final straw. I was like, damn, bro, like we have another buy setup. So that's when I like really learned. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Just keep holding the buys. And then this one was nasty. We caught this one a few months ago. We had the liquidity. We swept it, broke above, came all the way back down, and then flew. All right, you got to be ready for that, right? So that's pretty much what happened. And even here, we had another sell setup. We had price give us the same thing, but this time I was like, nah, fuck that. We sold off there. I was like, okay, cool, but that sell off wasn't enough for me to be like scared or whatever, because like we also kept breaking structure here to the upside, and we also broke above 20,000, and that's when I went heavy. Like this whole area, I was just stacking. I had like 90 0.01s, and I ended up closing it. Where did I close it at? Yeah, I think I ended up closing it right at these highs. Just to be safe, because anytime price does, sweep a high, you want to take some profit out. But I had gotten trade locker because I was on MT5 and I clicked close position, but then it did close all. I was like, what the fuck? So it closed everything, which is all good. It's all fine, but I want to reposition myself and like hold it for a year, for months, and just hold that. And then show people like, yeah, man, like you can just hold your trades, right? But that's my TED talk. We're still waiting for the setup, so be patient, right? No need to rush. So far, these lows are holding up. This is also a setup as well, so we're technically here. So we'll see. Boom, we did come back, so that could hold. But I just want to see this break above. I got to see that. I got to see it. But that's it, guys. Stay blessed. Drop your charts in the chat. Let's prepare for this next swing. At least 1,000 pips. All right, let's at least aim for 1,000 pips. All right, but let's get it.